Personally, my gut feeling is if both of them coming on, I think that even with okay, the Pittsburgh Pro, we all know by now that this year is going to be the first year they're going to have the open division. It's virtually guaranteed it's going to be a good lineup, a really good lineup. I expect when all's said and done, we don't know many of the competitors yet. We still got quite a while to go. But I can almost guarantee that some of the bigger names are going to be at that show. It's Jim Magnon's show. And it's the first year to having an open division. Even without knowing what the whole competitors list is going to be, there's still a lot of excitement going into it simply because there's going to be a rematch of two competitors. Nick Walker, Martin Fitzwater. Both of them have committed to doing the Pittsburgh Pro. Both intend on winning the show. Martin is already qualified for the Olympia. He won the Prague Pro. And Nick still has to qualify. Hopefully, this will qualify him. I'm sure Martin is hoping otherwise. He wants to win, but Nick is looking to qualify here. They had a matchup last year at the New York Pro. Some might call it controversial. It wasn't Nick Walker's best look by far. Martin brought in a really good package. Nick took the win over Martin. A lot of people felt that Martin should have won it. To be honest with you, I can make arguments for either one of them winning. Just so happens the cards fell in Nick Walker's favor. I'll say this though, if the Martin Fitzwater that showed up at the Olympia, that took fourth place, which some argue he possibly could have been third, if that Martin would have showed up at New York, I think the victory would have went to Martin. Didn't go that way. Nick got the win. We all know the story with Nick. He never made it to the Olympia. Everybody's writing him off. Well, not everybody. A lot of people are writing him off. Plans are on proving everybody wrong at the Pittsburgh Pro. What happens when the two of these meet up again? Now, I'm going to go under the assumption that we're not going to see the Nick Walker we saw last year at the New York Pro. Whatever it is that caused him to walk on stage with that look, I think that's behind him. But Martin, like I said, he took fourth place in Olympia, arguably could have been third. He's come a long way. He's passing up people that were beating him previously. Andrew Jack beat him 2 shows, and now he just flew past Andrew Jack. Martin, if he keeps up the way he's going, he's going to be a serious force in the open division. He could be a threat for the title. You look at both of their physiques. Once again, Nick is never going to be the prettiest guy on stage. He's never going to have the prettiest physique. And sometimes the prettiest physique pulls it off, does what he has to do. Martin has better shape and structure than Nick, by far. Small waist. But on the other hand, Nick brings in, when Nick's on, he brings in a level of muscularity that not many people are going to match, or even come close to matching for that matter. When Nick is on, and he usually does, let's throw that New York Pro out the window. All his other shows, he brings conditioning. I think he's a man on a mission now. Just because you're a man on a mission and you want to win doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get the win. But he's always found a way of, he's found a way of winning enough times, and he's placed high enough in the biggest show in bodybuilding. He has two New York Pro wins. He has an Arnold Classic win and a 5th place and a 3rd place placing at the Olympia. He got those for a reason. Just because you're big and muscular and super conditioned doesn't necessarily make the difference. Marcus Rule, if that was the case, Marcus Rule probably would have been a Mr. Olympia a few times. But Nick is not a Marcus Rule either. He's not put together like a Marcus Rule. At the end of the day, I'm looking forward to the Pittsburgh Pro in general. And I can't wait to see what the rest of the lineup is going to be. But I'm really interested in seeing this matchup between Nick Walker and Martin Fitzwater. I expect Martin to bring an even better package than he brought at the Olympia. I think he's going to make improvements. I definitely expect Nick to come in the way we want to see Nick. Freaky big, crazy conditioning with a tight waist. If Nick Walker comes in at his best, Martin Fitzwater comes in at his best, who wins? It's a tough one to call. It was like I said, Nick is not the prettiest physique to look at. Martin has him in that way. But, like I said, we've seen in the past, and I'm not comparing him to these two, but I'm using it as an example. Dorian Yates didn't have the prettiest physique, and Jay Cutler didn't have the prettiest physique. Sometimes beauty doesn't always cut it. It's not the end all. It's going to be interesting. I do expect to see a improved Martin. I do expect to see the best Nick that we've seen to date. How that's going to end up playing out on the judges' scorecards, personally, my gut feeling is if both of them coming on, I think that even with Martin's aesthetics, I wanted to use another word, but I couldn't think of it at the moment. Even with that, I think if Nick comes on, I just think there's too much muscle, too much freak factor. Now, over the next couple of years, I think Martin could actually put on more muscle. I think his frame can hold more muscle. He's not going to be a freak like Nick Walker, but definitely could hold some more. But that's jumping a little bit ahead. Right now, I'm looking forward to seeing the two of them battle each other at the Pittsburgh Pro. My gut feeling is that they both coming on, it'll probably sway towards Nick Walker, but you never know. It's a bodybuilding contest, and anything can happen. You could agree or disagree with anything I've said. Either way, let me know in the comment section. This is Michael Diamond. I'd like to thank you for watching Muscle Central.